All you can really do in a crisis is to be as sympathetic and empathetic to everyone in your life, and particularly those that you love very much, and to keep calm and carry on and be as strong as possible for those around you. So I'm going to carry on. I'm going to try and bring the best content to the channel in a difficult moment of humanity. And so the uplifting coin for today is going to be something which I think is well worth looking out for when you see new issues from the Royal Mint. And this one is a 2 ounce format Queen coin. 2020, the year we will all remember, and this one is a 2 ounce. They normally, at least they've started to bring these out afterwards as a secondary edition after the 1 ounce coin. Maybe they don't want to take anything away from the 1 ounce market, but there are a lot of 1 ounce coins made by the Mint, but 2 ounce format, only a few hundred of these get made, and they are quite difficult to get hold of. You almost have to nudge somebody or persuade somebody to even give you one of these coins. And, they should do pretty well, I think, in the secondary market once the market normalizes after the coronavirus pandemic. I think people will be looking for these, and there should be a good premium on them. So I was very happy that I managed to get two of these coins from the Mint. They've both actually, they're due to be sent to NGC for grading. They should fit in a deep holder, the same kind of size as the Una and the Lion. There are really very few of these coins for the market size for something as interesting as the Queen band coin. The first time that there has been a band coin by the Royal Mint, and of course Queen has an amazing and huge following. And this coin is a 2 ounce silver proof, but it's an enhanced proof, and you can see there's a lot more detail on the keyboard. And I believe the keyboard shows the first few notes of Bohemian Rhapsody, but it's got a lot more detail in than the regular coin. So they've done a lot more work in preparing this coin, minting it, getting the keyboard detail correct. And you can see that in both the silver and the gold 2 ounce coins. And you saw it particularly if you saw my video the other day on the James Bond 2 ounce gold coin. And you look at the level of micro detail on that coin, which is absolutely mind-blowing. This coin doesn't seem to have the same level of micro engraving, but there is a really nice amount of detail work that is not quite the same on the lesser coins in the range. So there will be another band coin along, I'm told, fairly soon. I believe the next one is another certain well-known rock person who is having his farewell tour at the end of the year, coronavirus permitting. So that one is certainly one to look out for as a new issue, and I'm sure there'll be exactly the same versions of silver and gold. So you had a 1 ounce silver, a 2 ounce silver, a 1 ounce gold, a 1/4 ounce gold, a 2 ounce gold, and then I think there were some bigger ones as well. So the Royal Mint is very good at producing all these different varieties, but when you buy coins from the Mint, try to find those ones where the mintages make sense in terms of a secondary market for the future. And remember that when you buy coins like this from the Mint, prices can go down as well as up, and they are not an investment. They are sold as commemoratives. Some of them may have investment potential, some of them may be incredibly attractive, some of them may make nice presents, but when you buy them, please generally don't buy them as an investment with the thought that you're putting money away which will always be there, because fashions, whims, shortages, supply, demand, they all apply to this market. Horace is always hungry, and what is Horace hungry for? Why? quality coins from thecoinconnection.co.uk, the home of quality checked modern coins for collectors. It's always nice to chat to you guys, and what a good subject the coronavirus is, and what are its implications for the coin market. I don't know whether any of you were able to take a look online at the Spink coin auction that happened, I think, yesterday or the day before. Really interesting. They had almost 300 bidders online. The auction was going to be a floor auction and an online auction, and they have a lot of people who turn up at the Spink office and bid on the floor normally. But because of the COVID-19 restrictions, they had to make it into an online auction. And it was really interesting that nobody on the floor. They still had the video of the auctioneer, but the auction itself was purely electronic, and they had about 300 potential bidders online, and the prices and sales they made were very, very strong. And I think it does go to show that when people are trapped in their homes and have plenty of time to spare, the great resources that we have online now for coin collectors make it really easy to keep up with the hobby, to buy things, to sell things, to bid at auctions. And I think they had a lot more interest in a way than they would regularly have expected, and they seem to be pretty pleased. The Baldwin's auction also apparently did very well. There was a sixpence, a very rare sixpence, that got over £50,000 as a bid. The next auction that there is an interesting one as well. On Sunday, in I think about 3 o'clock in the afternoon London time, is the next Coin Cabinet 0% buyer's premium auction. There's still time to register for that, but if you've got a spare Sunday afternoon, and millions of you will now have a spare Sunday afternoon, unable to go out of the house except for a little bit of exercise, keeping 6 foot apart. So what better time than to get online and take a look at what's happening on that auction. So yeah, I mean, I think that although there have been problems in the coin market in terms of physical coin shows, and the ups and downs of the bullion market as well, I think the numismatic market is doing pretty well. The modern market is doing pretty well. And I think that, there will be a number of people who've bought or overbought bullion, gold and silver, and who may fall on hard times and want to liquidate those items. So, I mean, if they do, then I think the rest of the market will probably pick up the pieces and be able to absorb that extra material, and I think absorb it pretty quickly. So far, I've seen things that are going on sale they're not bargain basement prices. There are not fire sales at this point. There are reasonable contracts happening between buyers and sellers. So I'd be really interested in the comments actually about what you guys think of the market at the moment. If you've been trying to buy things, have there been lots of competing buyers? And if you've been maybe finding you work in the hospitality sector and your job has been under threat, and you had a little bit of money in a few gold sovereigns or gold eagles, have you found it fairly straightforward to liquidate those items at a reasonable price, make a sale, get your gold or silver back into liquid cash in order to be able to put food on the table for your family during this crisis? We are to some extent in uncharted waters. Some people think there could be a depression if this goes on for too long. And if there is that kind of fallout and disaster worldwide, do you think that having been a stacker and prepared yourself with silver or gold is going to be anything that really helps you to meet the demands of your family going forward over the next few months, depending on how long this goes on for. So, what are things like in London? What's it like to be a Londoner? What's it like to work here? It's a little bit crazy and it's a little bit surreal. I went out today. I went into the office because I'm the only person in my office, and it's kind of working in a skeleton way. Most people working from home. I went out at lunchtime today to buy some bread and some cheese to try and make a sandwich for lunch. There were lines outside the bread shop. Everybody was keeping 6 foot apart. They were only letting one person in at a time. So having spent 40 minutes buying a loaf of bread, I decided to go and try and find some cheese to go with it. Went to the supermarket. There were 200 yard lines outside of Marks and Spencer's, one person at a time allowed in the shop. So eventually I gave up and went to one of the little corner shops. So what's your experience? How have you found life, and can you really believe what's going on, and is it going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better?